Now, sometimes the unexpected backstory is just the thing for a day like this, and today we have something that brings together, wait for it, Michael Jackson, Jane Goodall, the Panamanian rainforest, Hollywood correspondent, and an Indian tribe learning how to produce television. What are we, Becky Anderson and Connect the World? Check it out after the break. Now, of course, over the years, Michael Jackson has written hundreds of songs, and the inspiration for one of them we found out about when our man in LA, Alan Duke, actually went on vacation. Well, it was more than vacation, actually. He's there on volunteer work. Now, what happened was Alan parked the Corvette, took off the cool designer sunglasses, went to Panama to do volunteer work. He does it quite regularly, good old Alan. Now, this year he's working with the Kuna Indian tribe that's along the Continental Divide, the narrowest point in Central America there. Now, who did he run into when he was there? Jane Goodall, the celebrated primatologist and environmentalist, you know, gorillas in the mist and all that sort of stuff. Now, how does that relate to Michael Jackson? Listen to this.
I know people are always tugging at you for your time, wanting you to speak and that sort of thing, but you were telling me a few minutes ago about a very unusual invitation you once had about a decade ago. Did we talk about that?
I was invited to Neverland Ranch, Michael Jackson's ranch, way back in the early days, you know, before all his troubles began. And it was new, and I just spent this day with him, and he talked about his dreams for the place, to have animals running looking free like they would in Africa. And it was just a very charming day, very low-key. Nobody else was there.
And, you know, his wanting to do something for children, of course, he's spoken quite a bit about that. But what was his idea with animals, do you suppose? Did he let on?
He loved what I did. He loves chimpanzees. He loved to watch them feeding. He liked their faces. They made him smile. And so I thought, well, you know, if Michael could get a message out to millions of people who would listen, it would be fantastic. And I said to him, you know, Michael, either you could, if you want to help, you could do a concert and give us a percentage, or much better, write a song. And he actually wrote a song. He asked for tapes of animals. He wanted to be angry and cry. So we sent him videos of labs and intensive farming. And he wrote what he told me he thought was his most powerful song ever. But it didn't end up for animals. That's Heal the World.
Heal the World, which was a...
It's beautiful. If you look on the back of the original CD, you say, thank you to Dr. Jane Goodall for her inspiration.
Amazing. Did you ever meet his chimpanzee?
I met Bubbles only after retirement. Bubbles wasn't on the ranch when I went.
And Bubbles is in Florida now, I understand.
He's in Florida, and he's extremely handsome. He's a beautiful, beautiful chimp. So he was rescued in time from this life of being inappropriately dressed up and carted around like a little symbol. And I'm afraid after that, you know, well, there were two chimpanzees when I visited the ranch later. Michael wasn't there. They were both dressed up. They were both living alone.
He had two chimpanzees at Neverland. He wasn't there, and they were wearing clothes.
That's right. It was to attract people there, I suppose. I don't know. I never really discovered what was happening.
For amusement, at least.
Ah, right.
And you think back on that day, and it must have some thoughts about that day. Kind of sad, isn't it?
It was very sad. I found him, you know, that he was a sad person, I felt. That in some ways he was like a child, and a very sweet and gentle child. And he wanted me to tell him many, many stories.
Oh, really? What kind of stories did he want to hear?
Stories about the chimpanzees, the forests, animals, anything. He told me he loved the way I told stories.
Well, I can appreciate that. I like the way you're telling this story. That's got to be quite a day. Well, thank you, and good luck with everything, with Roots and Shoots, and everything that you're doing here in Panama.
Well, thank you.
And if you picked up on the test before, by the way, she wasn't Gorillas in the Mist, that was Diane Fossey. Now, you might wonder how Alan and Jane got together talking like that about Michael Jackson in the first place. Well, what Alan tells us is he was showing his video camera to some of the people at the camp, and part of the tape actually had some material from a previous shoot he'd done on Michael Jackson. The people there saw that, they said something about it. Jane Goodall overheard it and said, "I've got a Michael Jackson story for you. How's that?" All the way down in Panama. All right, don't forget the replay plays it plays in several places. 4:30 a.m. GMT, 6:30 in Jerusalem, 9:30 in Los Angeles. That'll do it for today. See you tomorrow.